Okay. Hey everyone, welcome to this special episode of Black Valley.
We decided to go virtual for this one because we want to see our families for Christmas, so we are social distancing.
So, welcome. We're going to talk about Christmas and stuff we like and stuff that we don't like.
Okay, so before we get started, I have a disclaimer. This first question that I want to ask is not safe for kids. So if your kids are watching, cover their ears or send them out of the room. Okay.
Okay, now that we've settled that.
Okay, so here's my question. Did you ever or do you still believe in Santa Claus?
Oh, Camille. So, I believed in Santa Claus for a very long time, a lot longer than most kids do. I think I was probably about, like 13 when I stopped believing in Santa. Part of it was because I think I just wanted that magical experience of believing in somebody bringing me gifts. Who doesn't want to believe in something like that? And I think part of me knew that if I stopped believing that maybe these gifts that I thought Santa was bringing me would stop coming. So I held on to the Santa Claus belief for a very long time, and I actually found out that Santa did not exist in church one day. So, yeah. So, and I was not sent out of the room. So good. Yeah, there was a disclaimer, but my mom decided to let me sit there, and that was my way to find out that Santa was not real. What about you, Phil?
Wait, I have a follow-up.
Yes.
Were you surprised, or how did you feel?
I was mad. I was very upset. First of all, I was like, that's not even a cool way for me to find out he doesn't exist. You let the pastor tell me. I felt betrayed and hurt. No, I was a little bit bitter. I was. But then I think part of me kind of knew, and I knew I was getting older, and people were saying, especially my brother, he's like, man, that's mom and dad bringing you presents. That's not Santa Claus. So I think, yeah, a little part of me was sad that the magic died, but I was like, well, I know I'm still gonna get gifts because they've been giving them to me anyway. So,
Right.
yeah. But what about you? Did you believe in Santa Claus, or do you still believe in Santa Claus?
I actually never did believe in Santa Claus.
Nice.
Because for one, the house that I grew up in when I was a kid didn't have a chimney. So me and my logical 5-year-old self was like, we don't have a chimney, so how could he get in anyway? And then also every year I would find my Christmas presents in my parents' closet. So
Yeah.
I put two and two together, and I was like, I don't know if I believe all this.
You were the smart one. Camille can be tricked. Did you have other friends that believed in Santa though, that would talk about Santa growing up, or not really?
My cousins and some of my friends would talk about how they were going to write letters to Santa and ask for presents and all that. And I didn't want to rain on their parade, so I was just like, okay, you go ahead, you do that.
That's what I was gonna ask. What was your response to kids that did believe? Were you like, ha, suckers? Or were you just like, oh, just let them have their fun? Let children be children. No.
I think if they were older than me, then I would quietly judge them.
Okay.
But if it was a little kid, younger than me, then I was like, okay, well, I'll let them have their moment.
Okay. Well, that's so along with that, about believing in Santa Claus, what about Christmas traditions, or a lot of people get really festive and have to go all out and decorate and buy lots of decorations and stuff. Are you one of those people, or do you, or if you do decorate, do you like to go all out, or do you keep it more simple? What's your style for Christmas?
I love to decorate for Christmas. Any holiday, really, I have decorations, but Christmas is special. I put up lights. I have little glass ornaments and special Christmas candles that I put out. So I love it. I have to do it every year. And then I didn't grow up decorating like that. We never put lights on the house. If we got a Christmas tree, I had to literally ask for one. It wasn't just assumed that we would get one.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think that's probably why it makes it more special for me to decorate, because we didn't really do it often, or like if we did decorate, it was just me doing it.
Just you? Yeah.
Yeah, like my parents didn't help like put decorations on the tree and stuff. I was just doing it by myself, but I also enjoyed doing it. So
Okay. So you didn't mind. It was just like your time, but yeah, I guess I would see why you would really, yeah, enjoy that memory now. For me, yeah, growing up, well, now I do like to decorate, but honestly, a couple years ago, it kind of wasn't that big of a deal. Once I got married, because John loves Christmas, I think he's brought that, like, decorating, and you see a little tree in the background, like he's brought that side out of me. But my parents growing up always decorated. Like there was always trees, like there was always Christmas parties at our house. So I think just having that all the time, like maybe I took it for granted, but like I just kind of didn't care. And when I got older and kind of figured I could do it on my own, I was just like, this is enough. Like, a little lights here and there, something. Like I do like the candles, but like I wasn't crazy about decorations. I would maybe, yeah, lights were very magical, but now I do like to do like poinsettias and, some little red here and there to make it feel like it's festive, but I'm not like the biggest decorating person with like holidays in general. So I could do without. Yeah.
okay.
So I like
Well,
the
speaking
sweater.
okay, so you said that you grew up like always having a tree and stuff. Real or fake tree?
Okay, now I do not care. Okay, I do care in one sense. I do love the smell of a real tree. And I do like the fact that like growing up when, you would take the tree out months later, like you could still smell the pine needles because they're in the vacuum cleaner. So I do like that part of the real tree. But growing up, my parents were really adamant about like, you have to have a real tree. Like you don't buy a fake tree, it has to be real. So like, as I got older, I think I was like, I don't really care. Like I'll get a fake one or a real one. So I think I've had a fake tree. Ever since I've gotten a tree on my own, it's been fake. So I don't mind. As long as there's a tree, I'm happy. As long as I can look at it and feel happy, I'm good. So yeah. What about you?
Well, do you use the same ornaments every year, or because some people like to have themed trees, so they'll get like different stuff every year, but do you use the same ornaments and lights and stuff every year?
Yeah, so this year, so the past 3 years, it was the same decorations on the tree. We would add like maybe one or two new things each year. And then the decorations around the house would become like, it would add up. There would be a lot more decoration. So we'd have no nutcracker over here. And so there's a lot of new things. But I guess for me now, I got kind of tired of looking at the same stuff because I do get kind of bored easy. So this year was the first year that I kind of switched it up and we decided to do actually a lot less maybe ornaments on the tree because it just felt overkill for me. Maybe because we started getting more decorations in the house too. But yeah, so I guess like now I would like to switch it up each year. Growing up, my mom did every year was a new theme tree. One year we baked fresh gingerbread men. Like I don't even know how many there were, Camille, but we baked them all and tied strings to them. And we put like cookies that you could eat on the freaking tree. Like
Really?
yeah, my mom and I decorated them all. It took so many hours. See, look how happy you are. I was not happy like that. See, this is all of your alley right here. I was like, why are we putting edible cookies on a tree? I want to eat them.
I would never think to do something like that. I might have to try. I don't know if I would do it on a big tree because that's a lot of cookies.
Oh my gosh, there's 100. There's so many cookies. But yeah, so yeah.
Wow. I am impressed.
Yeah, that was all her idea. Like, I don't think I would do that. I don't have the patience for it. But if it's your thing, go for it.
That's I'm not gonna lie, I might try that one year.
You look really happy, Camille. Oh my god, I love it. Oh my god. Okay, so did you get a tree this year?
So this year I did not get a tree. I opted for like really big poinsettias this year instead. But it just depends on my mood if I'm gonna get one or not. It'll always be real,
Okay.
but and like I love going to the tree lot and picking one out and like putting the lights and stuff on it. It's part of the Christmas magic for me. But it is kind of a hassle to like go there, get one, load it up, put the stuff on, and then after the holidays are done, taking all the ornaments and lights off and, you know, getting rid of the tree. That part is annoying,
Yeah.
but I love it all.
Love you, Camille. Like, did I ever tell you about the one time that my mom and them got a tree from the Christmas tree lot and it was infested with crickets?
Are you serious?
Yeah, there were like hundreds of crickets in the house.
Wait, that made me itch now. I'm itchy.
I think that's another reason why I'm like, yeah, I could do fake or real because, you know, I've had an experience with a real tree. But I love that. And I think maybe had I been part of the process of like going to a tree lot, picking one out, like that all sounds magical with you saying that. Like it was kind of more like, my dad goes and picks up a tree and brings it home, you know? So I didn't think about like, maybe I should have like, maybe that would have made my experience of like, you know, getting a real tree, like, you know, different. So, cause that does sound very magical. So.
As long as there are no crickets.
As long as there's no crickets, exactly. So along with like traditions of like going to trees lots and doing things like that, do you like send out Christmas cards? Are you one of those people that like every year, you know, has to send a card out to your family members and friends? And if you do, like, do you have a certain like way that you do it, or do you send an e-card, or do you do that?
I send Christmas cards to my grandmother, and that's about it.
Oh, that's really sweet though.
Yeah, because you know, like my grandmother on my dad's side lives in Virginia, so I don't get to see her very often. So that's just kind of a tradition, I guess, is to send her a Christmas card. But anybody local, you just getting a text on Christmas.
Merry Christmas with a little emoji.
Yeah. Like, I think it's cool that people take the time out to do family photos and send out physical cards, but that's a lot. Like, it's a really cute idea, and I would love to do it, but realistically, I don't have time for that.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm like. It's so cute, and like some people are very religious with it, and they do it every year. And I like hats off to those people. Like I wish I could be one of those people, but I'm not, because like those damn things will sit in a drawer. I have still had thank you cards. I've had so many things that I've had to send out to people that I've been like, oh, I'm gonna put this in this drawer, like, you know, so I remember to send it out later. And it never gets sent.
They're still there.
Yes. I don't even know. Did you ever get your thank you card for like my wedding? Like, I don't know. It might still be in my drawer too. Like, I'm not joking. Like, I found some like when we moved. I'm like, oh, that's really bad. So I couldn't. Yeah, maybe an e-card. I've thought about like doing some like cute ones and like emailing them, because then you can text them to people too. But sending out cards, like that's whole nother job.
Yeah, and stamps are expensive.
They are. They really are. They really are. So we'll save some money on that during the holidays. So.
Right.
And getting cards printed now is expensive too. Like,
oh yeah.
Yeah, getting that good paper.
That good photo paper.
Exactly. You're gonna get a piece of writing paper from me with a note on it. Merry Christmas. Cheap. So anyway, now that we all know how cheap I really am,
that's okay. Times are hard.
They are hard. Shoot. So along with talking about being super cheap and just saving money during the holidays, what do you feel about gift giving? Do you get a gift for everyone? Do you get a gift for anyone? What's your style of gifting for the holidays?
Okay, so I for sure get gifts for my parents. I'll usually do like one semi-expensive thing and then like a little stocking stuffer kind of thing.
Okay.
And then as far as friends, like I will get a gift for whoever said they got me one.
Oh, by the way, I got you a gift.
Like, you know how friends will be like, oh, your gift came in the mail today. Can't wait to give it to you. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, yours too.
You have to like super expedite it now.
Yeah.
Get here already. Oh my god. No, I think it's fair.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you can't get stuff for everybody.
No. Oh my gosh, why do you think? Have you seen the SNL skit really quick with Keenan? And he's like, he's Santa Claus, and he's like, everybody's getting something. Like, wait, you have to go watch it if not, because you were like, everybody can't get something. It made me think of that skit. And he's like, Santa Claus, and he's like, everybody getting something. Like, it is the funniest thing. Please watch it one more time.
Okay, I have to look
hilarious, Camille. It's so funny. But you're right. Everybody can get something. Everybody cannot. So yeah.
Okay, so do you give everybody a gift?
No, I do not. No, I used to bake everybody, like everybody that I knew, cookies, and so that was like kind of my way of like gift giving. I would do lots of cupcakes and lots of cookies, and I would do an assortment. I put together like boxes and like, I don't know what I thought I was, like Martha Stewart, like or something. But I stopped doing that a couple of years ago, just because it was a lot of work around the holidays. And so now I just, like you said, I get my mom and my dad and John a gift, and like my close friends and stuff. Sometimes like, you know, my cousins and stuff, the kids. I like giving the kids stuff. You know, it's like magic.
Yeah.
You know, it's very sweet, but also they can't all get something either because sometimes there's a lot of kids. So your mama got you. I ain't your mama. So yes,
Santa.
Exactly. I did a letter, baking some cookies. So yeah, I just kind of get it to like, or like you said, the friends who are like, oh, I got you something. Like I can't wait for you to see your gift, and I'm like, oh boy, like what do I get? So yeah, I'm not really big. And actually, one year I didn't get gifts for anybody. Like we did no gift giving in my house. Like 1 year.
Oh.
It wasn't like bad. Like nobody's getting gifts because we were like awful. It sounds so bad. We just are like, let's just not even worry about like the gift giving because sometimes you get so caught up in that, and like we just kind of want to focus on else, you know, family. So
that's nice.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. Well, I will say that if I do like gift giving with friends, we like to do white elephant. And for anybody who doesn't know, white elephant is where everybody brings a gift, and there's usually like a price limit that is agreed on, and then it's kind of like a game. Everybody gets a number, and you pick a gift, and then you can steal other people's stuff. But that kind of cuts down on cost of, you know, buying gifts for everybody. But then you also get something nice, you know? And it's fun to watch people steal gifts, especially from somebody who really wanted something, and they're like, I'm gonna take it.
It gets competitive. You like that competitive game, Camille.
I do. Yeah. I am competitive.
I could see you were like, yeah, stealing that gift. It's very fun, and the price limit is really good that they set on it because it makes it
because it makes it equal for everybody.
Yeah, because I feel like that's one of the hardest things of like buying gifts for people too. It's like, you know, sometimes you want to buy something like really expensive, or you want to buy something cheap, and then it's like, well, what if they got me something like, then I feel like a cheapo. Like if they got me something like really nice and I got them like a mug or like something really small, I'm like, jerk, like, man, I feel like a jerk now. So I love it because it kind of sets the playing field really fair. So, yeah.
Could you imagine like somebody gets a Chanel wallet and then you're like, here's a $10 gift card to Target.
Oh my God. I'd be like, no. No, it's awful. So yeah, I like that game for that reason. Oh, along with like games and stuff, do you have any like special holiday traditions with like friends or family that you do every year or that you started, or maybe are there any that you like hope to start with like friends or family like after COVID stuff?
So my family, every year for Christmas, we pick a different themed dinner. Like we've done seafood and Italian. So we pick a different theme so we're not doing the same like turkey and, that kind of stuff all the time. And then with friends, we would do like a white elephant Christmas party kind of thing where we can dress up a little bit because, how often do you get to do that? But this year, obviously, we are not doing that. So probably a lot of Zoom parties.
Yeah. I love Zoom parties.
Right. They're fun.
They are.
And I guess in the future, like once I start my own family, I would like to have a tradition of watching our favorite Christmas movie and then making some kind of holiday treat.
Aw.
Yeah.
That. Yeah, that's really sweet. Aw.
Do you have any traditions that you want to start or already do?
Yeah. So for me, yeah, probably before COVID, our church would do a candlelight service, and they would have like a bunch of different times like into the evening. It was really like magical. So I would always pick like the one like at midnight. So it's like you're there because it was really cool. Everyone would light a candle, and so it's like you start with one person, and then each person kind of like lights other person's candle, and then you look around the whole room, and it's like candlelit. It's so cool.
Oh.
So like it's very magical. So we would do that, and like John and I, my husband, we would meet my parents at like the service, and we'd all like sit together. So that was like kind of our thing. And then we'd have friends that would come join us, and we'd all like sit in the same section. So it's just really cool to spend like that little bit of time, together. But obviously now that's not gonna happen with everything going on. But another really cool tradition that John and I have started is we'll decorate our tree. Well, honestly, he does most of the decorating. I kind of watch him decorate the tree and cheer him on, like, yeah, put that light around there, babe. So we kind of do that, and then after we'll do hot chocolate. And then every year we get each other Christmas socks. So we have like our matching or mismatching Christmas socks that we get each other, and we'll like sit on the couch and watch National Lampoons. Like he has his whole list of his favorite holiday movies. So we just sit and watch those and get cozy, and I love it. It's awesome. But I really hope that like when we have kids and stuff one day, like baking and stuff, we also do a lot of like gingerbread cookies together. This year we made some, and they were really good. Actually made them gluten-free. They were really awesome. Yeah, they were really good. But I would love to do that when I have kids, like baking. Like I just really hope that like our kids like to bake, because I'm like, I'm doing this for you guys now. I'm learning these recipes for my future children. So yeah, I look forward to those kind of things, and just like waking up early, and opening presents, maybe at midnight, waking the kids up and letting them open one gift so they feel like, ooh, it's all special.
Yeah. Oh, that's
stuff like
cute.
that. So yeah. Yeah, I guess it's sweet. But yeah.
Well, you talked about John having like his favorite Christmas movies. Do you have any?
Honestly, no, I don't. I did not watch a lot of Christmas movies growing up. Yeah, apart from like the decorating, like we just listened to a lot of Christmas music. So Mariah Carey was our thing. My brother, me, and my cousin, we would make like Christmas dances up to like Mariah Carey songs. But Christmas movies, I can't say I have a favorite. I like watching Elf, Home Alone, like classics like that. I like watching just because, it's nostalgic. But I can't say that I have like an all-time favorite that I have to watch like each year. I need to listen to my music, but yeah. And even that, not too much of it. So, just so you know. So, yeah. What about you? Do you have a favorite like Christmas movie?
Okay, so my top two that I have to watch every year, It's a Wonderful Life.
Okay.
And A Christmas Story.
Okay.
It's not officially Christmas until I watched both of those movies. And then A Charlie Brown Christmas too.
Aww. That's like so classic, right?
Yeah. But yeah, I love the music too, but I agree in small doses. Like some people get started right after Halloween, and I'm like, no, not that fast.
Yeah, somebody in this house does that every. So yeah, I've been listening. When I say it's a bit much, I'm like, I think I've been listening to Christmas music since probably Halloween. No, I think if John would have had his way, our tree would have been up like before like Halloween. So yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't get started with Christmas anything until December 1st because one, I feel like it's disrespectful to Thanksgiving, my favorite holiday outside of Christmas. And then also I can only handle so much of the same songs over and over.
Yeah, because they repeat so much that it just becomes like, yeah, not so pleasant anymore. Yeah. So my thing usually is my birthday is on December 1st. So I usually like to wait until like after my birthday to start celebrating Christmas, because like it makes it feel separate. And so like, not that I don't like Christmas, but I just like to make my birthday feel like it's not on Christmas, because then you have the whole December to celebrate, Christmas.
Yeah.
But yeah, so John's birthday is December also. His is later in the month, but he loves the fact that his birthday is in Christmas month because it's like magical to him that he gets to have his birthday in that month. So it's been weird having our birthdays so close to each other and being so different about like, how we feel about Christmas. But throughout the years, he's started to grow on me. So this year we had decorations up before my birthday, and it was actually kind of fun. For the first time this year, I was like, actually, it is kind of magical having like all the lights and stuff like on my birthday. So my perspective is changing.
Well, I do think that birthdays are special and deserve their own moment. Yeah. But I mean, as long as you get double gifts, like I would be mad if they were like, "Happy birthday and Merry Christmas." I'd be like, no, these are separate.
No, definitely get into definitely double gifts.
So we talked about traditions and stuff that we normally do, but has COVID changed the way that you are planning to celebrate this year?
Yeah, I guess it slightly has. Well, I guess it's changed Christmas Day a little bit, because some years we'll have like a big Christmas dinner where it was kind of the thing years ago that my mom would have this big dinner and all of the family from both sides would come over. I mean, I'm sure they would go to other people's houses too, but they would end up spending like hours at our house. And it was this huge thing. My mom would print a whole menu up, and it was just like our big, end of the year Christmas family dinner. So obviously that's not going to happen this year because, limiting the amount of people that are within a house. But it's also going to save the cleanup time. So I'm not too upset about it, to be honest. But yeah, so this year we'll probably just go down to my parents' house, John and I, and like maybe we'll bring a side dish and just like hang out. So it's going to be a lot more quieter, smaller group, and it's going to be chill. So I'm actually looking forward to, more of a laid back Christmas this year. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How about you?
Well, usually for Christmas and Thanksgiving, my parents host like what we call open door policy. So my mom will make a ton of food and invite over whoever wants to get a good meal, or like sometimes friends can't go home for the holidays. So, we just invite everybody over, and people are coming like all hours of the day. Like some people come over for breakfast. Like,
oh gosh, are you serious? Oh, yeah. So like all day.
All day, and like people will just drop by and get a plate. So it's very like festive, and lots of people coming in and out, which I love. But obviously we can't do that this year. But it's like you said, it'll be calmer, quieter, and less cleanup, which is really nice.
Exactly. I have a question. So would people, just like random people, because it sounds really sweet, like the open door policy, would people like you hadn't seen maybe in a while, like come stop by too? So like because to me it sounds like, wow, that's like a really good opportunity towards the end of the year to like see people maybe that you haven't seen all year or like that you haven't seen a lot of. So sounds like a big reunion too. Like, was it kind of like that? That sounds really awesome.
Yeah,
Aww.
it really was like an event. Like people would make it a point to come over that we hadn't seen since last Christmas. So it was kind of like a reunion of sorts of like friends that you don't get to see often. And then they would sometimes bring friends. So you would meet new people and, you know, people would look forward to it every year. Like, hey, what's the menu or what time should I come?
Oh my God, I love that. That's really cool, Camille.
Yeah. It was
Aww.
funny, like for Thanksgiving, a few friends who are still in town were like, I know we can't come over and hang out, but can you just put a plate outside the door?
No,
I'll pick it up.
leave my plate on the patio. No, stop it. Oh my God. That is hilarious. Oh my God, it'd be better than doing a virtual like meal thing and just eating it right in front of their faces.
One of my friends was like, I'll sit in my car outside and eat, and I'll just wait to.
Imagine on the day like there's like starts like someone like, you know, there's traffic outside of your house and like neighbors are getting mad honking and like there's like a caravan of people waiting for the plates. We're here for Thanksgiving and Christmas. That is hilarious. That's really cool. I like that. Have you ever been to the snow? Have you ever had a white Christmas, or have you been to the snow period?
So I have seen snow like up in Idlewild, but it wasn't like fresh snow. It was like a couple days later where it was melty and brown. So I've never experienced like snowfall or being able to make a snowman or have a snowball fight. But I would love to. It's on my bucket list to have like a proper snow day.
Yes. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah. Yeah, I've never made a snowman either. I've been to the snow. I went to Mammoth and Big Bear like a couple of, years ago in the winter, and I went snowboarding for like the first couple of times. So hard. It was so bad. I got so hurt. Like, oh man, I was so sore. But it was a lot of fun. But yeah, we didn't do like any snowmen. Like we didn't do any really fun things. But a couple years ago, it snowed in Texas when I went with John back home to visit his family. But it was like you said, like just kind of like it wasn't a lot. So yeah, that's on my bucket list too. Like I want to have that like snow day that like you just see in the movies of just sledding down or like a tire, going down like a
Yeah.
like just so much fun. Making a snow angel, all that stuff, like having hot chocolate out in the, snow.
Yeah.
It just seems so magical. Like, it's probably so cold and I'd probably whine about it. But it sounds amazing. So that's on my list too. Maybe we'll do it together.
That would be so fun to do like a cabin in the snow.
Oh my
One
God.
day, like we'll just take a winter vacation somewhere.
I would love that and have like hot chocolate like all day long. It'd be so fun.
Okay, so that makes me think of vacations. Are you the kind of person that has to fill every moment with activities, or are you a more relaxed vacationer, like sleep in, do a couple things and then just relax?
Yeah, I am definitely more a relaxed vacationer. Like for me, a vacation is all about no rules, no schedule, like no plans. Like let's just, maybe some plans if you want to sightsee and do something that, you have to make a reservation for. But other than that, like I'm just trying to chill. Like I'm very planned and structured in my everyday life. I have a to-do list for everything because I forget almost everything. So when I go on vacation, I'm like, I want to forget stuff. Like, I just want to chill and relax. So no, I am not one of those people. No. What about you?
I like to think I'm a good mix of both.
Okay.
Like, it depends on where I am too. Like if I'm taking a flight across the country to go somewhere for a couple of days, then I try to pack in as much of the major things, but also leave time for rest and, relaxation, because I do not want to be one of those people that come home and they're like, oh, I need a vacation from the vacation.
No, it's like, what's the point of the vacation?
Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I like that.
Yes, so we should have a snow holiday.
Yes, especially since our vacation style is the same too. So like we'll both just be chilling.
We'll just text each other and be like, hey, you up yet?
Yeah,
Nope.
exactly. Let's go back to bed. Yeah, and I'm all down for like if we wake up and want to go outside and hang out and then put our pajamas back on when we come inside and go back to bed. Like I am all for that. So,
oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so after Christmas comes the new year. Do you have New Year's plans, and are you the type of person that makes resolutions?
Okay. So yes, I do have New Year's plans. I mean, if we're probably still gonna be at home, so I'll have like a little small, maybe a little gathering here, or maybe do a virtual like Zoom New Year's Eve party or something, bring in the New Year celebrating. I always like making sure that I at least am able to watch the ball drop. So honestly, the past couple of years I've been asleep before midnight, and so somebody wakes me up, whether it's John, my mom, friends, somebody wakes me up and is like, Happy New Year, and I go back to sleep usually. So that'll probably be the same thing this year. But my New Year's, like I hope to be able to get out more, with everything with COVID. I hope to be able to spend more time like physically with friends, because I do really miss that. I hope to be able to work more, to be able to get out, be able to do what we love. I definitely plan on being more creative, and like I'm excited for Black Valley and what we've got going. So there's a lot of things I'm looking forward to. As far as resolutions, I used to be a very big resolution maker. It was always like, oh, go to the gym more. There were all these crazy kind of extreme, I guess, resolutions that I would make. So I think I vowed a couple years ago to not make resolutions anymore, because I just got mad at myself if I didn't meet them. And I just felt like, why start the new year off like with all this pressure? Like for me, at least, it just wasn't good. So I've kind of just been like, let's just make this a good year. Like, let's just try to be more positive about stuff. Like just kind of one small thing. And that kind of has been working. So yeah. Mm-hmm. What about
you? Oops. So I am not a big, or like before COVID and all that happened, I was never a big, like huge party person. So I would like to keep it small, and like my biggest thing is I need to have a sparkler. I can be by myself at midnight, but as long as I have a sparkler, I'm good. So, okay. So this year, I didn't have plans for New Year's, so I decided to wash my hair. So for New Year's Eve, I was straightening my hair at midnight, and I was like, oh, where's my sparkler? So I literally had a sparkler in one hand and a straightener in the other, and I was just like, woo, Happy New Year.
Oh my God, Camille, you're hilarious. And then did you finish, like after the sparkler, you just finished straightening your hair?
Yeah.
You're
like, okay, that's done.
I love you. You brought it in fresh with new hair. I love it.
Right. I was like, gotta be ready.
I love it. It's the simple things, right?
Right. But as far as like resolutions, I agree with you. Like, I don't like to make them super extreme, because it does put a lot of pressure on yourself.
Yeah.
But I do like to make small changes that I know I can keep up with. Like, read as much as you watch TV. Or this year or next year, I guess, I want to start stretching more.
Okay.
Because I did gymnastics for 10 years, so I was super flexible at one point in my life.
Okay.
and now I can barely like touch my toes. So I want to work on getting some flexibility back. So that's like my major resolution, if you want to call it that, is to stretch.
Hey, start small. I like it. I love that one. And that's a good one. Why not? Yes, I'm reaching gymnastics forever. So yeah, get your stretch on, girl. You got it in you.
The gymnastics community would be embarrassed of me now.
She can what? She can't touch her toes? Oh yeah, I want to talk about your gymnastics like more in another, like one of our other episodes, because many questions about that too. So that'll be good for another time.
Well, one thing I know for sure is that I hope the new year brings more opportunities and a lot more positivity for all of us.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us on this special episode of Black Valley, and we hope that you join us for more episodes in 2021.
Thanks for tuning in. If you like what you see, like and subscribe.
And if you'd like to join in on the conversations, please feel free to leave a comment in the box below. We'd love to chat with you.